So yeah, welcome to the BBC. This is your girl Red Rose Ever Missionary. I like to start by saying that I was a Zulu, then he put a ring on it, and I'm now a Piri, excited. And this is the BBC, Beauty with Brains and Character. Basically, we believe that it's possible to have the three: the beauty, the brains, and the character, because we believe that beauty and brains can take you before kings, queens, presidents, any influential person. But it's only the character that will sustain you when you're up there. All right, today I am excited. I'm with this amazing adolescent here. Like, she's so sharp and very exposed. So anyways, in this video we won't talk about her exposure because she's had an opportunity to represent Zambia across the globe, but we won't talk about that now. But to talk about, anyway, say hi before we start.
Hi.
And who are you?
Myself?
Yes,
Okay,
please.
I'm Shalom Simoniola. I'm MT under Set Apart International, and I'm so excited to be here, Big Sis. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for featuring on this unplanned chat. All right, so the aim is to have sort of natural conversations. We don't want to have it all sort of figured out or professional, because I think it's a bit boring. Anyhow, so as an adolescent, I know that adolescence is a very critical age because there are a lot of influences, you know, and it's up to you. You can use those influences positively or negatively, okay? But before I jump to the next question, I wanted to find out, do you think it is, like, you know, a very critical stage, like adolescence? When you talk about adolescence, you talk about 10 to 24, isn't it?
Yes.
Do you think it is, like, obviously I'm not an adolescent. Maybe it was in my time.
Maybe.
Yes.
You look an adolescent in a good way.
Okay. So yeah. So do you think the adolescence stage is quite critical?
Yes.
Like, from your experience, I know you're still an adolescent.
Yeah, so just like you said, the adolescent is, you know, someone who's from 10 to 24, male or female. And naturally speaking, the adolescent stage, even for me, I'm 21, it's a very influential stage. So your decisions and all of those things are easily influenced by someone else. It's very easy to just make a decision like, I've just decided to do this. When you look at a lot of a 20-year-old teenager, when they go places, it's probably because they had a friend who said, let's go together. So it's a stage where you're influenced to make decisions, and that's okay. So now as an adolescent, how do you then allow that influential stage to work for you better? One of the things that Mampasani says is greatness manages its influence.
Wow, that's
so if you want to be great, you can't just allow anything and anyone to influence you. So now when you become conscious of, oh my goodness, so I am influenced, I am at an influential stage, so now I can decide what and who influences me. I think it's key, and that builds into your character. When you see, okay, so these friends I've been hanging out with, these movies, this music I've been listening to, how is it influencing me, and how can I make better decisions to be better influenced? So sometimes you think of peer pressure in like the negative, oh, peer pressure, but there's actually positive peer pressure. People can pressure you towards doing the right thing.
Great, thank you so much. I wanted to find out, Shalom, like, how serious is peer pressure? I'm talking about the negative peer pressure right now. Like, how serious is peer pressure, negative peer pressure? And you've seen that a lot of adolescents are moved by, I think, you know, obviously I'm not an adolescent, but I think there's so much there's so much tuned to media that they believe everything that media has to offer. You know, I know most of the teenagers, you find that they wear a certain way, they talk a certain way, and so on. So how serious is negative peer pressure in the stage of adolescence from your experience?
From my own experience, negative peer pressure is real, and it's very impactful, especially that you're so ignorant, you know, because you only know so much. So you only work with what you know, right? So you can only imagine. It's different from someone who knows the right thing and they still say, let me just do this. But at that stage, that's all you know.
You're
so
like a blank check.
Yeah, like a blank canvas. So whatever it is that's been given to you is what you're going to work with. So there's certain things that I made decisions that I probably made that I look back and I'm like, I wish I didn't make that decision. And now I understand why some of the older women now say, in our time, whenever I used to have these things, we wish we had this. Now I see where they're coming from. Because even just from where I am, a few years back, I can look back and say, I wish I knew this better. I wish I knew how to respect and honor my parents. Like, I look back and look at, you know, no, your mom, maybe in your teenage circles, you're just talking about your mom and how rude she was to you, and you're shabbing her. So now you lose sight of the value of a parent, you know, because that's all you hear. And
maybe
so your
on
friends,
that one, sorry, let's talk about parents a little bit. So why do you think a lot of adolescents struggle with relating with parents?
I think,
like, briefly, like from your experience.
I think, maybe from my experience, it's one, your parent is an adult. So adolescent stage, things are very much in boxes. So it's either white or black, right? So maybe all you're exposed to is teachers and adults. So now when adults, you view adults a certain way, it's hard to now see your parents for anything beyond that. So it's like whatever they want me to do, they're being hard on me, da 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 da. So you start to box them in that space. So even your parents now go into that box as well, you know?
All right, okay, last question, okay? Because I know you have to leave.
Yeah.
Like, what would be your advice to an adolescent that is transitioning?
Okay.
You know, I know obviously we're talking about 10 to 24, but what would be your advice? I know you talked about a lot of key sort of lessons, but because I believe that there are some things that you've been deliberate about, isn't it? And not, I believe not any other adolescent out there can speak like you. All right. So what do you think are some of the critical things that an adolescent is supposed to sort of have at their disposal, or they're supposed to observe, or structures or supportive environment that they're supposed to have for them to transition well, so that they can sort of be able to, like you said, to just use positive influence and not the negative.
Yeah. One of the things, and I just want to say that it's so good to be young. Like, I really appreciate when people say, oh yeah, 21 year baby. I'm like, I love my age. Like, you have no idea how good it feels to be young and to know things that can then help me do life better. So one of the things that you need to embrace your age first of all. When I was an adolescent, one of the things I hated was, you know, when you tell your age, you're 12, I'll be turning 13, and you know what I mean? You always want to be older, but just embrace where you're at and take everything that comes. One of the key things that has helped me as an adolescent is mentorship.
All right.
Have a mentor, have someone who can walk you through life.
How do you find
someone who's already
mentor?
been,
like, do you find them in schools?
Where
can you find someone that you can trust to help you with the godly counsel to help you transition, you know, to adulthood? How do you find a mentor?
Okay. One of the things I will say is, one of the things that we're taught at Set Apart International is that a lot of the time God's already given you who you need, but he just needs to open your eyes to see that. But sometimes that might be a lot for an adolescent to take in. But one of the things that you can do is you can come for a Set Apart mentorship class. We're having our last one of the year next month on the 30th of November for Lusaka, and for different towns on different dates. So just positioning yourself where mentors are already available, trusted mentors, and then identifying trusted mentors, exposed mentors who've been through process and life the godly way and have lessons. So not just someone who claims to be, but someone who is someone you can trust and have confidence in, will guide you through life the best way.
What about if I'm in an area where Set Apart is not there? Like, are there sort of someone I can find from church, or like, how do I go about finding a mentor in case I don't have an opportunity to
come for a Set Apart? Yes, church is actually a really good place to find a mentor, because if there's any area that's important for you to be mentored in, it's your spiritual walk, because that's who you are. So church is a really good place to identify a mentor. It could be an older auntie who's in the praise team. It could be a pastor from church, maybe one who's not super engaged in activities, who can at least have time to check in with you every now and then. Okay,
so thank you so much. I don't know, any last words of encouragement within 30 seconds? Look through the camera and and give us your word of encouragement to the adolescents.
Okay, well, you're young, you have the energy, you have the strength, your brain is active and moving, so take advantage of this time and just do purpose and do it well.
So thank you so much. That was Shalom. Until next time.